Yo, it's Trent. Hope everyone's having a good day, good week so far. Getting closer to Friday, love that. But we got a good one today, a funny one. We got fake Nerds Rope edible killed me, right? And it did. It really did. It sent me to the stratosphere and beyond. Anyway, so let's get into it. So this one I lived in Florida, right? Which meant that no dispensaries. So you got plugs like street carts and bud and stuff, and then you got the Florida vape shops. Now, there was two of them that wouldn't cart us, right? But they were the same company. One of them was better than the other, though. Like, there's one that we called the left shop and the right shop, depending on which way you turned on a certain road. And I'm not even going to say the name of the shop or anything, because, I'm sure they're still helping out people like me, so I'm not going to get them shut down or anything. I doubt I would be able to do that, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not going to throw them out there. But anyways, me and my friend would go there all the time. We'd go there either not every single day, but we would be there every other day or every 2 days. Like, we knew all the workers. They knew us. We liked each other. We listened to the same music. It was cool, right? And when you'd go in there, they'd have vapes. They'd have all your blunt wraps. They would have they'd have bud, but it would be like what do they call it? Not THC, the other one. You know what I'm talking about? Like the Delta 8. They'd call it Delta 8, right? But everybody always said, oh no, that's real weed, that's real weed. And I didn't really believe them, because coming from Illinois or near Chicago, you know what real weed is. You know what I'm saying? You know, whether you've been with friends, gone to a dispensary, like, it hits out here, right? Not as good as like Cali or Colorado, but Illinois weed has got to be like top 5 or top 6, like, it still hits. So I knew that, like, hey, that's not bud, but it looks like it's a little potent, right? But they also had edibles. Now, the edibles I was interested in trying, because I knew that if they were selling them in the shop, they couldn't kill you, right? But even if it's not weed, like they're promoting it like it is, it's got to be something that feels good, right? So I would always ask the guy about them, but I never wanted to buy them, because not only, I was on a budget a little bit, but I already knew what I wanted. They had cheap carts that would smack, right? So I just buy as many of those as possible. I never even worried about the edibles until I had some money, right? So I go in there and I'm looking around, and they had any combination of anything you could think. They had Jolly Rancher edibles, they had chocolate, they had some crazy things in there, right? But I went to the candy section, because I'm a candy kind of guy. I like gummies, if I'm gonna eat edibles. And they had Nerd Ropes. They also had the Nerd Cluster gummies. They had all the nerds, right? They had all the kinds. I see the Nerds Rope and I'm like, oh, that's what I want, right? It was one of those long ones, not a short one like a gas station one, like one of the long ones, like an arcade one, right? So I see that Nerds Rope. I asked how much it is, and it was like $30. I was like, damn, bro, but whatever, I'll get it, Now, you may be wondering, is that cheap or expensive? Now, if it was real weed from a dispensary, I'd have no problem paying $30, right? And you could also say maybe that'd be a little cheap. Like, if it was from the dispensary, maybe it'd be closer to $50 or $40, right? I could see that, because it's long, and if it's like 100, 200 milligrams, whatever, right? But this is a fake one from a vape shop that can't even say the words weed anywhere near it, right? Like, weed's not even legal in Florida, so it's Delta 8 or some variant, but it didn't say Delta 8 on the can. It just said nerd like rope edible, like just what I called it, right? But obviously didn't say the words fake on there. I put that in, but that's because it was. So I get it. I show my friend, he's like, that's sick. And I asked if he wanted to not split it, but have a little bit, and I'll eat the majority of it, because I did buy it. But also, I'm going to offer, because he always shared stuff with me. He had his own thing going on. I don't know. He just bought stuff too. So he was like, just do whatever you want to do, right? Now, I was thinking about splitting it in half and eating it. That's what I could have done, what I should have done, the smart thing you should do. Can always eat more, can't eat less, right? That's a bigger saying for like psychedelics, but still, same thing for edibles. So I take the thing out, and I'm thinking about cutting it in half. But when I lived in Florida, like most, I was a sad boy. I was more sad than I get now. Like, I was heartbroken, right? Always thinking about this girl, so I didn't give a fuck. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna eat this whole thing. I also look up to Juice and Peep and shit. And Juice, you know what he says about weed? He's like, you can never have too much. So, I was like, fuck it. We gotta be a man here. We gotta eat the whole thing. So I eat the whole thing, and I start my timer on my phone, which I usually only do when I take like LSD acid, but I just wanted to know, because I knew it wasn't weed. I just wanted to know when it's going to start hitting, or if it's going to feel like weed, what it's going to be like, right? So I start my timer. Maybe it was like 4 or 5 o'clock at night, right? Not completely forgot about it, but I got myself distracted. I started playing Madden online. Then I play Madden with my friend, and I go downstairs, grab snacks and stuff. By the time I check the timer, it's like an hour and 3 minutes in, right? And I don't feel anything. Now, for edibles, you know how it goes. Anytime you're like, oh, I'm never going to feel these, that's when they kick in, right? So I was almost trying to tell myself that, like, hey, these edibles ain't shit, just so they would kick in harder. But before I could even, finish that train of thought, I started feeling it, right? Now, where did it come in? It came straight to the face. And that's interesting, right? Because I always talk about edibles, acid, whatever, right? For me, it starts in my stomach or my back, and it always works its way up. Sometimes it starts in the legs. This one smacked me in the face, and it was a good feeling. I'm not even going to lie to you. I knew it wasn't weed. I knew it was fake something, but I liked it. I enjoyed it, right? It sent a warm, tingly feeling straight into my face, after that hour or whatever. So then I'm laying on the back of my bed, and it felt like I could, fully move my limbs, run around, but my face felt like, what's the best way to describe it? There was almost I know this is going to sound bad, but in a good way, it felt like there was concrete in my face. It felt like my face was after you shower and your face feels how it feels, if you just cleaned it or cleansed it or whatever, that feeling your face has. That's what my face felt like, and it felt good. I was sitting there it felt like sunbeams were hitting me in the face or something. I guess not concrete. So I just sit there and keep enjoying it, right? I also had blunts rolled, so I was thinking, hey, maybe I'll roll a blunt here in a minute. But I still had, I was smart enough to know, hey, let's at least wait till this fully kicks in before I smoke a blunt, because the last thing you want is mid-blunt smoke, while I'm halfway through it, then the full edibles kick in, I'm panicking while I'm getting higher. We don't want that, right? So I'm doing what I'm doing, laying back there. I remember I was playing BitLife on my phone. If you know that game, you know that game. That shit's okay. I mean, it's fun at times, but it gets boring. It's like playing The Sims, but a lot more complicated version, or maybe simple version. So I'm playing that, whatever, and then it starts to travel down, right? It came right down here, and I could feel it almost on my Adam's apple. Anytime I would swallow, it would be not warm, but a tingly, I don't know, just a tingly sensation down in my throat. I wanted to say it felt warm, but it didn't really feel warm. It just felt different, right? All these feelings I had from this, edible, I had never felt before. Of course, I felt little tingles on other drugs, but no tingles like this where it was continuously, pulsating down my body, right? So it goes down, and it gets to, right above my stomach, right? And then it hit my arms. You would think it would, travel down this way, but it went like this. It went choo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and right before it got to stomach belly button, then it starts going on my arms, right? And I started sweating. Now, you know me, I get a little anxious sometimes, so I start thinking to myself, is this normal? Is this normal? And I made the mistake of the story, right? I start Googling edible nerds ropes, right? I'm trying to read into them, but the only ones I could find were on when guys make those weed website things and they send you discords and stuff, you get what I'm saying? It was one of those. Everything I found was not what I had. They looked really fake. The packaging looked all crazy. I knew that's not what I had, right? And mine came in it didn't look like a Nerds Rope packaging. It looked like plastic normal packaging and then had a Nerds Rope in it, right? I don't know what they spray it with or what they put in it, but let me tell you, it started working. It started hitting me quicker, right? And the head feeling quickly went from nice sensations to the weed high where it's duh, 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 but not I don't know, not in a panic way, but I go to see my friend, right? Because I'm I don't know if this is normal. And I go to talk to him, and when I started talking to him, he started laughing, right? Not super hard, but he's smirking at me. He's as I'm talking, I'm what? And he's have you looked at your eyes yet? And my eyes never get red anymore, right? So I didn't even think about it. I was no, why? He's go look in the mirror. And he follows me. He's laughing, right? I go look in my ear. My eyes were cashed, dude. They were cashed. And like I said, that's how it wasn't the telltale sign because I already knew that it wasn't real weed or whatever, but my eyes were red as fuck, dude. Like, they looked like I had just gone in a pool and just opened my eyes and shook my head and let all the chlorine in. And then well, what's the dude's name? I don't remember. The one YouTuber guy who used to pour lemons in his eyes. Supreme Patty, dude. Remember how he poured lemons in his eyes? That's how it felt. Like, my eyes were red as shit. And of course I didn't feel them, but like when I looked in the mirror, then I started feeling the hot sensation in my eyes. I was like, God damn, right? But after that, I went back in history and we played Madden, right? So I just had a good old time. I got distracted from my, like, freak out stage, you know, me getting anxious. And the rest, not the rest of the night, but like 2-3 more hours, because I stayed awake until the feeling went away. I was enjoying it, but it didn't really make me feel like that high. It just gave me like a weird head feeling, and the rest of my body, like from the waist up, was all tingly. My legs the whole time felt completely fine, which is weird, because you know, whether it's an RSO THC pill, whether it's normal dispensary edibles, even some street edibles, you eat them, your whole body gets high, right? These ones like strictly got my mind high, like gave me the head high and gave me a little bit of a body high, but nothing on my legs, which is really strange to me, right? Also probably not healthy. What drug does that, where they can like pick and choose what parts of it hits? I'm sure they didn't choose that, but you get what I'm saying? Like, it's weird. Whatever chemicals they were using or sprayed it with was making me feel high in 90% of my body, but not the last 10%. It's like, what's going on here, dude? But it wasn't the last time I bought him either. There was a second time I bought him, and I split him with a friend this time because I knew if I ate the whole thing, I'd be bugging a little bit, and I wasn't at home. I was out in a car with a friend, right? So we both eat a half, and I ended up passing out in this car, so I can't tell you how that one even felt, because I laid there. We were laying there listening, not laying there, but we were sitting in a parking lot listening to music, both with our heads against the windows, and then I woke up, and it was like an hour and a half later, and then I got dropped off at home, went in my bed, and fell asleep. So I barely felt anything there. So I'm not going to lie and make up a story about that one or anything. Try to give details that weren't there. But that first time I took the edibles ropes, I definitely felt it, dude. And I wonder if I ate one here, because now I'm back in Illinois, if I found a street version of the rope edibles with the crazy packaging, would it feel the same? Would it feel different? I'm sure it would have been different. I'm sure it's different manufacturers like spraying different things, putting different things into them. I don't know. All I know is it was a Fake Nerds rope edible. I ate it and I got semi-weird high and almost flipped out, but I didn't. I played mad and got myself out of it. But anyways, thank you for watching. Please sub, please share. If you ever need anything, my Instagram bio is attached to my Instagram is attached to my YouTube bio. You can DM me. I'll always answer. I always got your back. I check it every day. Thank you for watching. Please, please, please be safe. And sorry, I got the hiccups. Peace out.